And yesterday, or 2 days ago, we finished the stream at level 42 with none wrong. So we're going to continue that today. Okay, I think that should have fixed the audio issues. Speaking of audio issues, I'm using a new mic today. I'm using this one over here. I've got rid of the podcast mic. It was getting in the way a little bit too much, so now it's on my PC setup. But I will be looking into it and seeing how I can get better audio in the future. Now there is something that seems to be interfering with the audio right now, but hopefully I just fixed it. And we're going to get into some puzzles. So yesterday or 2 days ago when I got to level 42, was feeling a little bit tired after that one, decided to take a break. We did have a good win that day. But now let's get back into it. And I'm gonna go through these more advanced puzzles now, and I'll try to explain what's going on as I solve them. Okay, this one's definitely white to move. This one's a little bit tricky to begin with, but we'll see how we go.
Welcome back, Twig. Good to see you. I hope you are fine and all is well. I missed you, my man.
I missed you too. Please let me know how the audio's doing. If you can't hear me, please speak up, even though I won't be able to. No, it's good to see you again too. It's been a busy last couple of weeks. The 4 weeks were very busy with a lot of stuff going on, and then I decided to give myself a few days off to recover after that, but now we're back into it, so it's great to see you back here again. I wasn't sure if you were going to be joining us at this time because I am starting a little bit later than normal, and I do believe it's quite late for you. Okay, so this puzzle has me a little bit stumped at the moment. I am looking at ideas with the knight. Obviously, I can't go here because the bishop would take, but I can go here for a check. So if I go here for a check and then he moves somewhere, that could be an idea. What else have we got? So knight f6. Right now is the only move that I've got going. And then he moves. And then we can attack the queen. And the queen can't go here, can't go here. Can't go here, can't. Okay, so it looks like the queen is trapped. Yeah, the fog over the board is a little bit experimental, but we'll see how it goes. And good morning, Pichu, and James. Welcome, welcome. So that last puzzle, I did try to think about. I did try to think about other ideas that black could have if they were to be given 2 moves. Couldn't see anything though. But yeah, okay, so if the audio is better, can we compare it to yesterday's audio? The only problem is I am using a wireless mic, so the wireless mic may cut out at any time. Okay, This one was much easier. Queen takes rook, king takes, rook here, attacking. But then the king goes over here, so it's not quite simple yet. So let's see if we can come up with something else. It is white to move. All right, so yeah, there's a lot of things going on here. So we could take, and then they take, but that doesn't really achieve anything. We could go back here for check, and he just moves across, and I don't see that achieving anything either. And then we've got check over here, but then he can simply just push up. So I'm not quite seeing it yet. I'm still waking up, still finishing my coffee. We got another one, Queen D7, and that does threaten checkmate, so that doesn't help at all. Queen D7, is there any way that he can stop that? Because it does fork. I think Queen D7 looks good. Thank you for the follow. Bad thing about this mic, it does follow me around, so apologies if you just heard me blow my nose. Why was that wrong? Queen D7. It's threatened checkmate. Oh, because the rook can just take the rook. What am I doing? What am I doing? So yeah, I was just way off with that one. Not a good start, but let's continue it anyway. And this one is white to move. Queen takes rook, king h7, queen to e4. So check, move, and then check is what I'm looking at here. Yeah, Kev, you can play puzzles on this board. I'm going to go for this one, and if it turns out that I'm wrong, we might be ending this streak very early and starting a new one. But what does Queen e4 achieve? That's the question. I don't see what it achieves. Oh, okay, it doesn't achieve anything. Instead, bishop here threads checkmate. Yeah. Nice. So how's the audio? Is it better today than previous? Probably hear everything that's going on here. Yeah, because one thing I've always struggled with is audio. This one's going to be black to move. Queen takes, bishop, king takes, and then bishop fork, and then queen takes, and then knight takes. Doesn't really... No, that doesn't work. So what I just had a look at first was queen takes, bishop, king takes, and then bishop here for the fork protected. They take, we take. It's still down material, but also they can simply take with the queen. So that doesn't work. Okay, there it is. Maybe queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, discovered check, move, and then take. And at the end of that, we've got 1, 2, whoops, 2, 3, first 1, 2, and they've both got a rook each. Yeah. What's my
What's your 11 rapid bullet and blitz?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't play rapid and blitz seriously enough to even care. They're pretty low. Maybe I could grind it one day, but I really don't care for rapid or blitz. Sorry, for blitz or bullet. For rapid, I'm around 1750. But again, when I'm only playing one game and I'm getting 5 points a day, it's very hard to know what I could actually be.
I have plans to study more games of attacking players. Tactics are very important, but they do not teach us how to produce such positions. Games of OP, Richter, etc. do that.
Yes, I've never, I like how it called it Alakeen. I haven't really studied many master games, but I do need to add that into my training now that I'm going a little bit more dedicated to the game. For those of you who are new here, I've started my journey to Candidate Master. So I've started some training, going through some books. Now, the first couple of days have been incredibly easy, so I need to ramp that up a fair bit. So I'm actually going to do a test today to see what areas I'm lacking in the basic fundamentals of the game. I might film that and put that on YouTube. But yeah, I do need to incorporate some study of strong older players.
Do you tend to get the best of chess players outside Earl?
Yes. Yes, you do. So your over the board games, for FIDE rated games, you're going to get the best possible game because people actually care. It's like I said, Blitz and Bullet, I don't care. You can win my rating points, I'll move on. Same with Rapid. You can win my rating points, I don't care, I'll move on. Because I can always just go and do a big long session and grind them all back. Whereas when you get to a FIDE or even a national level tournament, people are more protective of their points and they're going to give you a much better game. Speaking of game, this one here, I don't see any other move apart from King H8. Pawn blocks, rook here. We could take the king. So if we take the king, the problem is then they promote with a discovered check. And then the king would have to go here. And then what else have we got? The queen would go here. King would go there. Oh wait, we got the discovered check, what they got down there. Okay, so there is a little bit to this. So the options are King H8 or King takes rook. Oh, I just don't believe in King takes rook. King takes rook, discovered check. King has to go up one of these two. And I just think it's going to get pretty nasty there. James Black is saying King H8. So let's have a quick look at King H8. King H8 is interesting because it might actually produce the same. But King H8 can always go for a repetition as well. So we're gonna trust his judgment here. So yeah, a lot has been happening over the last month or so. I got to meet a few interesting players. I got to see Magnus Carlsen in action. That was pretty exciting too. Got to see him at a similar event where he actually signed one of my boards. So very happy about that. This looks like a discovered attack. Bishop takes pawn, king takes, or knight takes, and then queen takes. I actually looked at the screen after making the move because I was like, it's just too easy. There must be something wrong. I don't see the next move, but I really just want to go rook to d8. You got to evac the queen. Now, one idea was the bishop here, but that just gives up the bishop and the queen gets out. That's fine, but I was thinking rook here. We're up in material, so what do we got? We've got 5, 10, 13, 22 versus 10, 19. So rook d8 and rook e1 takes d3. f5, I looked at f5. F5 just seems weird. Stonefrog, welcome, welcome. F5 looks a bit strange. Like, and then what happens after rook here? So f5, now we know the rook here. So when we look at it, rook d8, rook comes up, rook takes, and then rook takes. And we've got two rooks and a bishop. Versus a knight, bishop, and a rook. I think that's it. Yeah. It's not why you're horrible, it's why you're still learning. These are level 47, like it's not meant to stand out. Oh, white to move. So yeah, I was thinking about my progression and my journey last night and how I'm going to achieve it, because just doing puzzles online is not going to get me there. What's the difference between CM and NM? So Candidate Master and National Master. National Master, my understanding is just a USCF title, which means there's no way for me to get it because I'm not in America. So yeah, National Master, I believe, is reaching a 2200 USCF rating, I believe, but I'm not sure. But just the fact that it's a title that's only for a certain area in the world just makes it a little bit too hard to achieve. Candidate Master, there's several ways to get Candidate Master. One of them is by getting a FIDE rating of 2200, which I believe is well out of my reach. And then the second way is getting a FIDE rating of 2000 and also scoring, Helena, welcome, welcome, and also scoring 50% in a zonal tournament. Now, I played in a zonal tournament a few years ago when I was training hard, and I scored 4 out of 9. I was half a point off getting my Candidate Master norm. So, you know, definitely achievable, and 2000 FIDE is also achievable, in my opinion. Okay, so this one is queen takes bishop, king takes queen, bishop takes knight, pawn takes bishop, and then knight to e5 check, forking the queen and the bishop. So that was 1, 2, yes. That looks good to me. So, I saw somebody mention something. I think it was Helena. Queen takes d7, king takes c6, and then knight a5 check. And then she said, "Wait, we
have no NMs in Germany. I didn't know there are none in Australia too. Thank you for the clarification and explanations."
Yeah, no worries. It's a case of you know, the NM title is like, you don't see many of them. Would I say a national master and a candidate master are on the same level? Probably not. I'd say candidate master is probably a little bit more difficult to achieve. So what I came up with here, take the bishop, lose the queen, take the knight, either can capture, it doesn't matter. You're down a queen and a bishop, but then you get the fork and you win back the queen, and you've got 3 pieces versus 2 pieces. Wow. Oh, that's why. That's why. Because, it was pinned. What am I saying? I focused too much on the idea. So I was focusing too much on the knight capturing here, but the knight is pinned, so I didn't even need to. That's all right. That's all right. We can rebuild. Yep, okay. They give you a little bit of an easier one here. Bishop c5, you like bishop c5 is what I came up with as well. So bishop c5, bishop takes, rook takes, check, king there or there, probably not there. And then you take here and you got 1 extra bishop. That seems fine to me. And of course, if the knight moves away, you just take. Okay, this one just needs the correct move order, which is rook takes, and then bishop takes check. And then the king or the rook blocks, and then you take the rook.
What is your view on Pride allowing different requirements for titles in Australia? I do not know the specifics, but it seems possible to get titled even when several hundred rating points are missing.
All right, so let me put it this way. When I got into the game, I played a tournament, and then I played somebody in that tournament, and I won. And then I didn't get to play in any more tournaments for an entire year. And then I went back to the tournament the next year. And in the same round of that tournament, round 6, I played the same person again. And neither of us had claimed any rating points throughout the year. But we'd both been training throughout the year. So we both increased our skill significantly, and we played each other again. Now this is a national tournament, one of Australia's biggest tournaments, where all the players from around Australia come to it every year. And I got paired with the same person. That gives you an idea of how small the Australian pool is. And if we're both training all year and we can rarely get games, and then suddenly we're against each other in the same tournament as we were the previous year, but our rating has not changed, but our skill level has. That's why the requirements by FIDE is for people who cannot get games. For example, I've just started my personal journey and I've been looking for tournaments and there are no tournaments. The only tournament that I can go in is in October. Apart from that, if I want FIDE games, I have to go to a club which has 100 members and just play the same people. And as everyone is growing in strength, but they're playing each other, they're just trading rating points between each other, we are never going to catch up to the rest of the world when it comes to rating points. When I was in Hong Kong, I actually played against somebody who was 1900 FIDE. Shout out to him if he's watching. And I actually won, and it's the first time I've beaten over the board, in a casual game, but over the board, a 1900 FIDE. Would I beat a 1900 FIDE in Australia? Not a chance. So our ratings are lower. It's very hard to get to 2200 when there are no players to feed off. If you have a look at the rest of the world, you take Europe for example, the 1900 player that I just spoke of, he's actually going to a tournament next week. He's got all these countries around him that he can go and play in, all these different players that he can play against, and he's going to be able to climb his rating. Yeah, every month. See, in Australia, we only have tournaments during public holidays, which means Easter, October long weekend, only Australia Day long weekend. So we've only got tournaments during the holiday period, and of course people are busy during the holiday period. So if people are busy, how can they get to the tournaments? It's very brutal. It's very brutal. So do I agree with their requirements? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I don't think they should hand out titles to everyone. And the fact that I needed to score 50% in that tournament just to be eligible for the requirement, you know, it makes it a bit fairer. A lot of people get 50%, but they never get to 2000. The same with FIDE Master. You can actually get 2100, a rating of 2100 and get it, whereas normally it would be 2300. Again, you have to perform really well in a specific tournament. So do I agree with it? Yeah, I do. I do. I don't agree with much when it comes to FIDE, but I agree with that. All right, let's have a look at this one. All right, so rook takes, king takes, knight here, king has to go back, and then queen here. The knight will be covering this square, the queen will be covering this square, and the king will be trapped in the corner. I don't know how to read that name, but rook takes h3, king takes, and then king f4, king h2, and then queen h4, check. So that doesn't work. If I'm reading that right. So you said rook takes, king takes, and then you said k f4. Oh, you mean knight f4, n f4. Yes, that does work. Yeah. Yeah, so DH Germany, to answer your question again in a little bit more detail, my journey wouldn't be possible if I didn't have that loophole. Oh, well done, Stonefrog. It wouldn't be possible if I didn't have that loophole, simply because getting to 2200 is simply impossible with the rating pool the way it is. It would be incredibly expensive just to travel around to all the tournaments to even have a legitimate go at it.
That puzzles reminded me of positions I have had problems with. Attacking the king with the rooks is awesome, but at the same time your own back rank is no longer defended. Hard to defend sometimes.
Very true, very true. And you know what? I was so focused on the attack that you don't even realize that you've got to be careful.
Here it's quite sad that chess, for many people, can be ridiculously expensive. Thank goodness there is always online.
Red Panda, good morning, welcome back. Yeah, it is. It is incredibly expensive. You would think something of this hobby would be a little bit more budget friendly, but once you want to take it to that competitive level, it starts getting very, very expensive. Especially at the competitive level, they've already got additional costs of training, coaches, resources, and then to pop it on top, you've got travel, accommodation, time off work that you have to include as well. Even getting to my local club is a half-hour drive, so 1 hour worth of driving, petrol, all that kind of good stuff. Of course, you treat yourself to a beverage when you get to the club, but you know that's not the worst expense in the world. But the time involved can really add up. Now, for this one here, like I'm straight away going for this move. Yeah. And then king takes, but then I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. I'm actually looking at rook here now. Originally I was looking at queen there, but rook here. And then after he moves, that would be checkmate. And if he goes here, the rook could still come in. But first, let's go with the obvious. Yeah, the only question is what happens after here. Queen d7, also good. If he goes there, then that's done. Queen d7, he goes here. Queen comes across, and then he goes here, and that's just or even here. So I just got to figure out if there's something that could be done. I think the queen move is the better one. Yeah, the queen, because queen here up, goes across, he goes here, and then the queen can come back here, and then when he moves, the rook could come in. And if he goes here, maybe we don't even have that. But I'm thinking the queen, Can't see it. So we don't want to go here because they can just jump in front. That wouldn't be good because now I've lost that as well. I could take, and then they take, and then take, and then they go here, and I'm just not seeing. I'm not seeing what it is. So I'm abandoning, I'm gonna check something different. So if he goes here, he goes back, then you got this, then he goes up, or, yeah, and then you got here, and then he goes across. That's looking interesting. If I go here now, and he goes across here, I got here, and he goes back. I just can't see it. I just can't see it, hold on. Rook and then queen to h5, but what if he blocks? See, if we went here, and then he went here or here, for example, yeah, that would, oh, not there. That would make sense, but he can block. And if he blocks, everything is lost. Thank you for the follow. Harry, welcome. Yeah, I'm just not seeing it. I'm gonna have to make a move. See, even here looks interesting. And then if he comes back up, you've got this. Then he goes here. But again, I'm just not seeing anything. Does sacking the rook do anything? Let's have a look. I don't think so. So, sack the rook, knight takes. It's its bishop blocking the square, which makes like even that not work. So sack the rook, knight takes. Now you've lost this square to do check. You've got nothing else. You take, and then they could go down or up. Let's say they go up. You can actually go back to here. Force a repetition, I guess. This is going to be one of those real obvious ones. I know it. Once I get it, if we get it, it's going to be one of those real obvious ones like, why didn't you get that? All right, so let's break it down. Let's have a look at all the checks. So we've got check, 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 check. Are there any other checks? We've got check. All right, so let's get rid of the obvious ones. No, 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 no. Queen takes knight, bishop takes. No. Queen takes knight, bishop takes, and then rook up, and then the king just walks away. I don't think that's going to do it. So we're going to get rid of that. So we'll get rid of that one. So that leaves 3 checks to look at. All right, so this is the first one I'm looking at. Check. He goes across. Check. He goes up. And then rook comes up. This is actually looking pretty promising. He can't go there because of the bishop. So check. He goes here. Check. He goes up. And then check. Benny, hello. Oh, and also BWK, I think I saw you say hello earlier. I don't know if I said hello back. Hello and welcome. got it. What's my puzzle rating? 1950, I think. Yaku, that's very kind of you to ask, but you've got to buy me dinner first, buddy. No, I don't play random games on stream. Sorry. Had a bad experience once, which kind of ruined it, unfortunately. But, you know, it is what it is. We move on. And the good thing about the wireless mic is I can actually take it with me while I'm off the camera. And you can still hear me. And now we're back. Yeah, I don't, you know, you get a bad experience here and there and it kind of ruins it for everyone. And it's unfortunate. This one is white to move. White to move? Yes, white to move. So black has a lot of things going on. I noticed that straight away. And the rook can go there. So a lot going on. So white needs to act quick. Yeah, Queen G6 is literally the one that I'm just about to look at. But first, I'm also looking at Rook here. So these are the two logical ones. There's nothing else that screams out to me right now. So let's have a look at Queen G6 first. Okay, Queen G6, if he goes here, we've got check. And then he can go here, and then we've got checkmate. So that's good. So Queen G6, if he goes back, then we've got a bit of a ladder mate thing going on here. Not quite clear if it's good or not. So Queen G6. So let's have a look here. Queen G6 if bishop blocks, take. Queen G6 if a rook blocks. Take, maybe. And then I don't think there's any checks. And then you have two bishops. No, it just seems a bit dangerous. Move gesture to 9i. And Johan, thank you for the follow. Not Sprite, no. Sprite comes in a green bottle. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, I think it's got to be Queen G6. The rook move doesn't fill me with confidence, especially when they block. Take. You still got this to worry about. Water. All right. Black to move, end game. Queen takes, pawn takes, push, 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 push. So I don't see how it can't be, I don't see how it can't be queen takes queen, but I'm not seeing the win. So what I'm seeing is queen takes, pawn takes, push, push, forward, 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 queen, queen, and then if you were to go here, they would just go across here, take the pawn, and I'm not seeing any magical way to like win the queen. Oh, there it is. I don't have to take the queen because the queen is pinned. So, one step forward, take, take, and now he's not going to be able to promote these in time. So the problem was, taking and the pawn recaptures, gets it one square closer to promotion. So if I just push, and then he takes, now I take the queen. Got that extra square. That's what that endgame training yesterday was good for. Because yeah, it just felt logical to trade queens, but it gives them that one extra step.
Very nice, I made it to 2160. Puzzles burn a lot of brain calories.
They do, they do. The interesting thing about puzzles, they've changed the system. I made it to 2,993, and I just needed one more puzzle to get to 3,000, and then I crashed. But I think it was a case of they've changed the system now, and now it feels like I'm only getting 2 or 3 points per puzzle. And if I'm only doing a few a day, it's going to take a while.
Wasn't your bad experience on stream someone who asked to play you then cheated?
Yes. Somebody asked to play, and they said that they were brand new to the game, they were low rated, and they'd like some some advice on how to improve. And I like helping people. So I was like, yeah, why not? That sounds good. Somebody who is acknowledging that they're new to the game and they just want to improve and learn, and that's a fantastic thing. But the problem was, they may have been new to the game, and I believe they were new to the game, but Stockfish is not new to the game. And they played incredibly high accuracy, not only against me, but then they went on to do that against a lot of people, and eventually got banned. But, it was... But yeah, it was just a very, very disappointing waste of time. And yeah, so, when people come in and they want to play, that's all good. But no. And it's simply for the reason of I don't know you. Like, I will play people who are frequent here, for sure.
Hey, this might be a frequent question. I've seen you a lot on here. I was wondering if the board completely messes up the puzzle setup.
No, there's no issues with the puzzle setup. The only way there will be an issue is if one of the pieces sort of gets knocked off the board onto the side of the board, because the board needs to recognize where all the pieces are to be able to set up correctly. I don't have any any issues with the puzzles. There were a few issues when the board first came out, but they've all been resolved.
Had the same issue man, but can change the puzzle difficulties and it will be back to +7 or 8 instead of the 3.
Oh, okay, well that's good to know. I'll have to do that.
I have been watching chess streams for about 2 years. There are some people who target streamers and then cheat. They want to embarrass them and get a reaction. Disgusting to say the least.
Yeah, so that's the thing. We are a more mature audience. You know, we're just here for good times, here to support each other. New people can come in and they're all welcome. Experienced people can come in and they're all welcome. As long as we're helping each other to grow, that's fine. And yeah, the guy was clearly looking for some sort of reaction, but we just moved on. The chat moved on, everyone moved on, and he moved on. So, you know, if that's what he wants to be in life, that's fine. But we are better than that. Hello, 21. Just going to pop my website up on here. Feel free to take a screenshot. Please don't leave. Feel free to take a screenshot of the website address. I have links to all of the videos on here. I have links to all of the boards on here, as well as videos where I've done reviews and tutorials on all of these boards. So feel free to check those out. There is a sale on now for anyone who's interested in getting one of these boards. Actually, I have a code WIGGY, which will get you 20% off. And that is good for the next 2.5 days. So 20% off. It's their 6th anniversary. So they're doing a big sale. And yeah, if you are looking at one of these boards, now would be a very good time to save some money. All right, let's have a look at this puzzle. Let me get that website off the screen so you can see me again, depending on which platform you're watching on. Okay, so I do acknowledge that the rook is pinned. Push, he has to go here. Queen goes, queen jumps like a knight. Queen goes here, he has to go here. And that's where I'm at right now.
A year ago I played 2 games against a streamer. He accused me of cheating, called me a mother fan and banned me. Wild times. I don't think he was stable mentally. Deleted his accounts later.
I thought that was going to be a, I thought that was actually going to say the word then. Yeah, can we not talk about our experience we had together 2 years ago? No. Yeah, it was, yeah, it's a, it's hard for both sides, but the mental game, I think, gets to a lot of people, myself included. The mental game gets to a lot of people. It is easy to assume that people are cheating these days. Thank you for the follow. Hello. All right, so F5 looks like it is the move. Oh. F5, king there, queen there, king there, and then, okay. I was looking at something a bit weird then, but okay, here we go. So F5 here, queen here, king here, and then queen here is checkmate. What I was looking at was F5 here, there. And then I was looking at something like this, and then the king comes back, and then discover check that goes down there, but that doesn't work. Yeah, F5 to F4 to F5, yeah. That is the move. Would YouTube allow you to write that word? Probably not. And I wouldn't have had it pop up on the screen like I do if it was the word.
Myself. Would YouTube actually allow me to write that?
And yeah, no need to test it because we don't want to see any sort of auto ban. Black to move. I didn't even realize it, but the same song had been looping over and over this entire time. I don't know, can you guys hear the background music? I'm sure it's there. This one's tough. No, I don't really like that song. I thought I had the songs all looping. I can only just barely hear it. But I just happened to, everything went quiet and then the song ended and started again. I was like, oh. So yeah, the only thing I can think of here is rook takes. Rook takes or queen here. Bishop to c3. I'm not really sure. I do have to remember that they've always got a check as well. So bishop c3, they could simply take, you take, and then they go to check. So yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Move the queen there. But I'm just not seeing it. queen to g4. Queen to g4. Queen to g4, putting pressure on the pinned piece. And then they go check. And then I go up here, not here, because they can break the pin with check. Queen to e4. Queen to e4 feels a bit better, doesn't it? But queen to e4 runs into knight here. And then you take, and then the knight takes here. Somebody else said queen to c8. I don't see what queen to c8 does. It threatens here. Queen to c8. I'm liking queen to g4. So queen to g4. So queen to e4, the knight can move and attack the queen. Queen to g4, the knight can move but it can't attack the queen. Queen to g4, and I said queen to d3. Ooh, yes, that's bad. Because even if you take, rook comes down, king goes up. Rook comes up. And then where does the queen go? Rook comes up again, maybe. I'm thinking queen g4. All right, let's have a quick look through the puzzles that I ruined. You're saying queen e4. Okay, so this one here, I went here. I went here. This is not right. This was wrong for some reason because they could just go rook here or even queen there. So I was looking at this move here. I was looking at this move here. This move here, they got here, and then we've got here. No, we don't, because I got here. So yeah, this is one that I was a bit stumped on. It's also looking at here, but I couldn't see anything good. But then we can take, so here, but then they go across here. I don't know. I don't know. This was my first idea. This was my second idea. What's this move? So I'm just completely stumped on that one. So I said that didn't work. What about this? Okay, so what's this? But I thought they could have just gone back here. Because yeah, that just works and works. So why could they not? What am I missing here? What's the key move that I missed? Because this is the move I thought they were going to do. And now you've got rook e7. Because if they take, you can now take here. And if they take, you can go here. So I had that idea, but I just didn't have it in the right move order. All right. The next one I got wrong. Yep, I already figured that one out, why I got that wrong. And this one here. So I said here, somebody said here, but why can't they? Why can't they go here? Now they gotta move. Now what's the move? Is it here? No. Oi. Okay. Tough one, tough one. This is what happens when we don't play for a while. Tough. So how do I change this to give me more points? Somebody said that you can get more. Oh, okay. I'm on standard difficulty. See, I only get 2 points for that. So it's very difficult to get ahead. But I just had it on standard and I bumped it up to difficult. So let's see if it's already active. We'll see how it goes. So this one here, looks like bishop here, he goes up, that's mate, and if he goes here, push the pawn. And now I'm thinking here, takes and then come back is pretty good.
How long have you had the chestnut move? Does it last many years?
Let me have a look. Because I made a video like maybe a week after having it. So I did the unboxing video 2nd of July. So I've had it for just over a year. Yeah, so I got 5 points for that puzzle, and that puzzle wasn't really that challenging, so I'm going to put it up a little bit more. Oops. Where is my puzzle settings? There we go. I'm gonna put up to extra hard. Because yeah, 5 points is much better than 2. And we've got an end game. Yeah, so I've had my board for over a year now. To be fair, I wasn't using it too much in the very beginning because I was very busy, but I have been using it a lot, especially this year. Since January, I've been using this a lot. I don't know here. I think push, he moves, and then push this pawn here. And once he moves away somewhere, then move the king around. I don't know the concrete full line for this one, but I'm thinking this is a move here. Here, and then he goes here. You can still push forward. That doesn't make sense to me, and that doesn't make sense giving up that pawn. Now I'm thinking here, 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 whoops, here, and then knight here, and then push the pawn here is what I'm thinking. How much does this board cost is the question. So I'll pop my website on the screen here and you can check it out. This one's called the Chessnut Move. From memory, it goes for around 800 and then you put on the discount code and it gets it down to about 680 USD. And then right now they've got a special on, it's 20% off if you use my code. So yeah, let me see if I can find out for you. Chessnut Move with plastic pieces. Is around 580 USD for this board with plastic pieces. So the board with wooden pieces maybe around 620 Not sure the exact price. Here it looks like A2. Alright, I got 8 points for that. I got to take my time and I got 8 points. Shout out to the person who mentioned changing the difficulty. Because yeah, that was just too much of a grind. You get 2 points for getting it right, and then you would miss out on getting it. You would miss out on so many points if you got it wrong. But yeah, for those who are interested in the board, it is on sale for the next 2 or 3 days. Make sure you check out my channel, reviews, tutorials. Guys, would you be interested if I did a stream where we all did a test on how to do the game? Like if I had the puzzle on stream and everyone could follow along and write down the answers, and then give yourself a little score at the end. Would that be something that people would be interested in trying? Okay, so if I miss it, I only lose a few points. That's good to know. This one's white to move. I'm not seeing it. Ah, okay. Bishop f7, knight f6. If queen takes, you've got this. And he goes up, but he can't go up because of the rook, because of the knight. Oh, I was drawing lines. I was drawing lines. Bishop f7, queen takes. I didn't see queen takes, but then it goes there. I was drawing lines. How many points did I lose for that? 7 points lost. All right, let's get on to the next one. This one's black to move. Yep, too busy drawing lines, and I just I blundered and clicked over the wrong move. Hina Chan, welcome, welcome. All right, black to move. Straight away, I'm looking at bishop takes pawn. I don't believe that one belongs in the extra difficult, extra hard, extra difficult category. But they do start getting really hard around 2000, says Graph. So we are just short of 2000. So we'll see how it bumps up from there. This one's going to be black to move. I know it's rook takes pawn. I just don't know why it's rook takes pawn. Rook takes pawn. Let's see. Pawn takes rook. Queen takes pawn check. King to f1. Rook to g8. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? Because that's checkmate next move. So the only other two moves I was looking at was here, and neither of those really look like they turned into anything. Even rook up here. Okay, because the queen could capture there, and then it would be two rooks versus a queen. Not enough of an advantage. But if we go up here and threaten checkmate. Is that the move? That was the move. Yes, I do have CTR. Let's see if I've got it installed. It's under Chess King, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So I do have CTR. I have played around with it a little bit. It's interesting. It's interesting, but the thing about CTR, which kind of got me, was you sort of download it, and then all of a sudden you're greeted with all these different options to buy different packages, and it's just very overwhelming of which one do I get. I've got CTR 4.0, 1200 to 2400, and I've completed 2.7% of it. Now CTR would be good if I could somehow get it onto the board. But because I can't get it onto the board, or at least I don't know how to get it onto the board, it doesn't really interest me. But I think CTR itself is pretty cool. I don't know whether or not it's actually good. All I know is it could do with a bit of an upgrade. So I'm thinking here. Takes, and then here. And they're actually out of checks. And then how do they deal with that? So that's what I'm thinking there. All right, we're back. Yeah, that's the thing. It's old, but they keep marketing it as it's new. Or at least that's the impression that I got with all these new and different things that come out. They do have an endgame studies, but I don't even know if I have that or not. And another one, total chess endgames, but yeah, the problem is it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of all over the place, and then suddenly it gets to all these different courses, and it's like, geez, like I don't know where to go from here. This one just looks like rook takes pawn, pawn takes, and then queen moves on for checkmate. But yeah,
Have you ever messed with CTR and have tactics?
it's interesting because a lot of people will come through, never say a word, and then all of a sudden they'll start promoting AI websites or spaced repetition websites. But CT Art is actually one of those ones where it's actually really good. Probably good value for money if you're prepared to work with it. So hats off to you for making a good suggestion. I actually wanted to do like a video review on it, but I haven't really got around to it. But I think I need to play around with it a lot more. I did not even see that I had a bishop. Yeah, bishop to h3 looks pretty good. So bishop to h3, if he takes, that's mate. If he goes here, bishop to h3, queen can come in here, get ready for mate, but then he pushes forward. But I'm sure there's something there. But I think I like this better. Mr. Scones, welcome back. How are you? How are you? Yeah, because here, queen here, pawn push, suddenly the rook is helping. Here, if he goes here, then we got the same deal, so that's fine. If he goes here, we got the queen there for checkmate. And if he goes here, what happens if he goes there? Yeah, I'm always overlooking something. So if he goes here, here, there it is. I am good at overlooking. Oh, that gets you 9 points too. Yeah, the difficulty level is crazy. It's not that much harder, but you get almost 5 times the amount of points. Okay, I see a fork. So material right now is equal. If we go rook takes, knight takes, queen comes back. That forks those two. So you get an even trade and then you win a piece after that. I think that's just it. Let's see. And this one's going to be white to move. Okay. I did that move so confidently because I had this and I didn't even notice that the queen was there. It was correct, but I completely missed it. And that's the problem with doing these puzzles. You know it's a puzzle. So it kind of just, you see the tactical idea, but yeah. And there we go. Oh, we're two past 2000. We're in 2017 now. My rapid rating is only around 1750. The problem with rapid is it's a half-hour game, sometimes more, and I only get 5 points for winning. So it makes it very hard to climb. Because I just don't have that many hours in the day to dedicate to playing. I just don't have that much time in the day to dedicate to playing rapid. So the 700 in me is, I was looking from white to move. It's actually black to move. All right. Because the 1700 in me was looking at what was I looking at? I was looking at taking, and then queen takes, pawn takes, and then knight takes. Otherwise, take and then the pawn takes. But then I realized when I looked at the screen, I was about to draw the lines and I'm looking for the wrong color. Thank you for the follow. Take here, take, and if here, you can take with check, and then come back. I think that looks pretty good.
I find the chestnut move a bit difficult to see what's happening on the board.
I mean, yes, the bishops are a little bit different, so sometimes it does look a bit different, but I think it's just a case of you need to get used to the board. Kind of like d5. Bishop takes b2, e5, queen b6. Maybe. Who gets credit for that one? Somebody gets credit for that one. Could have sworn somebody said. Ah, yeah. All right. Next puzzle. Yeah, maybe rapid games need a little bit more of a incentive to play, because if people want a higher rating, they've either got to play like non-stop all day just to get there. Whereas Blitz and Bullet, it's the exact same rating, but you get games done 10 times quicker. But I don't want to play Blitz or Bullet to get a high rating. Does 4 pawns in an endgame beat a rook? Because what I'm looking at here is a rook here, take, check, here, check, goes up, and then here, and then take, push, up, comes across, and I think the rook will be able to get those pawns with the king helping as well. But yeah, so that's what I've looked at so far. Rook e8, and I can't see anything else which would be good, because take and take, and yeah, the queen is just so good. Even here would run into trouble. Maybe not. But queen here, take, and then it's rook e8. I can win the rook. All right, so the rook is here. Yep. Queen B, that's white's move, yeah. Queen B7, Queen C6, Queen C8, King moves, and then something. So here's what I've got. Attack the rook. If the rook goes here, you take. Attack the rook. If a queen goes here, you go here for check. King has to move up, and then I don't know, you could even bring the knight in, maybe. Got options.
progress tonight. We love that.
It's amazing the difference. Amazing the difference. So I'm not quite sure where to go from here, but that's my initial. And now, if he goes here, you've got discovers. And if he moves somewhere else, that's what I'm not sure about yet.
It would be unfair to say that masters are responsible for beginners playing too much blitz, but I'd appreciate it if they played more rapid online with an increment instead of the 3+0 nonsense.
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with people watching masters playing blitz games because they seem to think that that's how they got there. But I truly believe that all the really good players got there by playing longer time controls. And fair enough, they don't want to sit there playing longer time controls all the time, but it gives people the idea that playing faster games will make you a better player when it's actually the opposite. Because there's this big illusion that if they're playing fast games, they must be good because they played fast games, but it's the opposite. It's a shame that puzzle finished there because I'd like to see where it goes. Okay. All right, we're on our way back to a respectable puzzle rating. But yeah, it's it is tough when the game is so heavily promoted as a blitz game. There are a few GMs who do longer time controls, and I think they are honestly the best. But even like the speedrun openings for videos for openings, they're playing people at lesser quality. It would be really good to see high quality games. I wonder if that works. And then here. I got rook there.
They play a lot of blitz because they already understand a lot of positions and know so much theory.
100%, 100%. And I can't blame them for doing that either. Like, once they get to the level that they're at, they get more games in, they get more experience playing it, and they already understand everything that's going on. Whereas us mortals, we don't understand the position, so it's better for us to play slower games. Playing faster games will just put you on tilt. That's a little dig right there at someone. Playing blitz and bullet with your rapid games, probably gonna hurt your rapid games. So bishop here. they go there, take, they go there, queen goes here. Bishop here, they go here, queen here straight away. Just gotta casually chuck it in.
What was the context of that comment?
If you know, you know. What's my ELO right now? Not high enough. 1750. 1750, but I really don't get to play that many rapid games because, like I said, they just take a lot of time. A lot of time. Speaking of time, what time is it? 7:37. Just got to send a few messages. Trying to schedule a meeting. What? Where are the messages at? I had a message chain with someone on chess.com and I can't seem to find it. I just need to find that. Huh? I had a message with somebody and it's disappeared. That's really weird. Yeah, so no, it was somebody I'm trying to organize a meeting with, and I don't know, I think chess.com sometimes sends you messages to archive, and it's like, please don't do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that later. That's annoying though. Speaking of annoying, this puzzle, what's going on here? I am fried. Yeah, that didn't seem right. No. That's so difficult to see. Anyways, I think that's a pretty good run on the puzzles. Might continue that again another time. But speaking of time, I do unfortunately have to get going. If you're new here, don't forget to hit follow. YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, I'm on all of them. And over on YouTube, I do tutorial videos and review videos. And I've got some more exciting content coming up. Not as exciting as the Asia trip I just went on, but I do have some new new content planned. Hopefully it'll be coming out soon. My computer just froze on me too, perfect timing. We'll see if that reconnects in a moment. Hopefully it will. Yeah, very unfortunate. Everything just froze on me. We'll give that a moment to see if it can reconnect. All right. Everything has just come back on. Let's have a look. There we go. Yeah, perfect timing for all of that to go down. I am going to call it here. What time have we got? What time? Yeah, I am going to call it here, but thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok and YouTube. I will be releasing new content every day now, streaming Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays Australian time. So that might be, what days could that be? Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, depending on where you are. And yeah, new content coming soon. I've also got my website here. I'll pop it on screen real fast. If you want to check out any of those boards, I've done reviews and tutorials. If you are interested in getting any of them, the sale is on until the 11th. So you'll save 20% on there if you're interested in getting any of these boards. Don't forget to drop a message on any of my YouTube videos if you have any questions about these. But yeah, I do have some very interesting content coming up in the very near future. So make sure you're following for that. And I think we'll end it here. Thank you very much for joining in, and I will see you all next time.
Don't worry about that game. It's on the next one. Yeah, he's on the next one. Clock still ticking, yeah, his lesson just begun. Pieces hit the board and his whole heart sank. Sat there staring like, how did miss that? No prep, rush moves, played it all wrong. Thought he saw the tactic, stared at it too long. Silence in the room while he's shaking his head. Beacon maybe kept, just lives in his head. Every loss heavy when he's chasing the climb. Every wrong move had the wind back in his mind. Tells himself study, tells himself focus. But the score, she's staring back like he's hopeless. Looks at the board, barely says a breath. Man, he really threw that game to death. Yeah, they saying he a loser. Blunder like a club room loser. Trap his queen like nice maneuver. He's looking at the board like, who even taught it? Trains every night and still forgot the structure. Wanted to play solid, ended up chaotic. Chess got dreams, but the moves look comic. Yeah, he felt his time, yeah, he played it dumb. Whole chat watching like, what's he done? But he's writing those mistakes down one by one. Next time he the one saying checkmate, son. So laugh right now, yeah, he